Hello, doctors. So I think everyone has given your MRB exam well. So let's do a small recall of this pharmacology MRB questions of 2026. So myself, Sudhir Prithvi. Let's start with the pharmacology questions. There are I think roughly some 11 or 12 questions are there. Let's see one by one along with the references as well. So which of the following is a selective progesterone receptor modulator and which is used as a emergency contraceptive? That is what the question asked in the exam. So before going to the option, these are the options given. Before going to the options, let's see, these are the references. So here if you see Ulipristol, this is a selective progesterone receptor modulator, Ulipristol, and this is a one Ulipristol used as emergency contraceptive. So these are the references from Goodman. So as per the reference, and if you can see our MRB notes as well, here if you can see Ulipristol, selective progesterone receptor modulator for emergency contraception. So direct question from our book. So here the answer will be Ulipristol. Ulipristol, that is what the correct answer for this question. Now let's go to the second one. All of the following are the actions of Sucralfate. All of the following are actions of Sucralfate, and here it is like except. We all know Sucralfate is a drug used in what you call peptic ulcer disease. And what is this one Sucralfate? It is a sucrose aluminum sulfate, right? It is what sucrose aluminum sulfate. And what this Sucralfate is going to do and everything, let's see. It is going to polymerize at pH less than 4. Yes, in acidic pH, all the monomers will be combining together, going to form polymer. And let's assume this is what an ulcer. Let's assume this is an ulcer. And above the ulcer, it is going to form a layer. That is what ulcer protective agent. So Sucralfate is a ulcer protective agent. It is going to form a protective mucosal barrier. That is what I told you here. It is going to form a barrier. Yes. And this has to be taken at least like 4 to 6 times a day. That is also a correct option. These are true option. This is a true option. This is a true option. But what he has asked in the exam, except, that means he is asking a false option. Neutralize the gastric acid. No, it has nothing to do with the gastric acid. So this will be the correct answer here. This is a false statement. So if you see the references, Sucralfate. So if you see the references, Sucralfate, right? And what it is doing, Sucralfate consists of this sucrose aluminum complex at pH less than 4. It is going to form extensive cross-linking. That is what polymerization. It is going to form a polymer and adheres to the epithelial cells, right? So this is what the mechanism of action of this Sucralfate. And then we have to give this 1 gram 4 to 6 times a day. That is also a correct option, right? So that's what about the references of this Sucralfate. Now coming to the next one, Propylthiouracil causes reduction of thyroid function. Like it is an anti-thyroid drug. It was in simple. What is the mechanism of action of this Propylthiouracil? So will it decrease the iodine uptake? No, it has nothing to do with iodine uptake. So this is a false statement. Reduce the iodination of thyroglobulin. Yes, this is a true statement. Reduce the oxidation of iodine to iodine. This is what a bit kind of confusing thing. So it's not oxidation of iodine to what you call iodide to iodine. So here also it is a false statement. And this is what the information which I got, like decrease the conversion of DAT to thyroid. It is a very poorly framed statement, like MIT DAT conversion to T34. That might be the correct statement. So poorly framed statement. This is also a false statement. So in this is what the correct one. It is going to decrease the iodination. That is what the thing here. So incorporation of iodine. This is what iodine to tyrosine residues. This is what interfering with the incorporation of iodine to tyrosyl residues. This is what a correct option for this propylthiouracil. Now come to the next one. Antiretroviral drug which is not a protease inhibitor. If you can remember, I told you all these protease inhibitors are NAVIR drugs. All the drugs ending with a NAVIR. NAVIR. All these are NAVIR group of drugs. So this Tigravir, this is what integrase inhibitor. This is what integrase inhibitor. That's what I told you. Tigra, the drug ending with a tigravir, right? So this will be the correct option. If you can see here, all these protease inhibitors, all these are navir group of drugs. An integrase inhibitor, all drugs ending with a tigravir, right? And this is what are what you call our MRB notes. All these protease inhibitors, all are navir group. And if you can see integrase inhibitors, all tigravir. Very simple, direct forward question. This is nothing much. So next one, recombinant uricase enzyme coupled with a polyethylene glycol. He is asking about uricase enzyme. Asking about uricase. As we know, pegloticase, rasp, uricase. These are the uricase enzymes. Pegloticase and rasp uricase. This is what the correct option. This is what the correct option. If you can see, this is what pegloticase, uricase. This is what uricase. And if you can see from our what you call MRB book as well, this is what uricase enzyme, rasp uricase, pegloticase. This is what uricolytic converts uric acid to allantoin. Now come to the next one. G protein coupled receptor function via exchanger. That's what very simple one. G protein, G itself, GDP, GDP. Simple, nothing much. The name itself it is saying. Very basic question. This is what GDP, GTP. That's what alpha subunit is going to do that function, right? So that's all about this GPCR part. Now come to the next one, anti-malarial drug which can be used for the treatment of rheumatoid arthritis. Very simple, direct forward question, that is chloroquine, rheumatoid arthritis. And if you can see this chloroquine, these are all the uses of chloroquine apart from malaria. That is what rheumatoid arthritis. And the same thing from our notes also. If you can see chloroquine, we are discussing like it is used in rheumatoid arthritis. So that's all. Next one, morphine causes vasodilation by the following mechanism, except he's asking an exceptional part. So what are the reasons for this vasodilation? Let's see a thing here. So morphine is going to cause vasodilation by three things. One, direct histamine release. It is going to depress the vasomotor center and direct action on the blood vessels. Three direct things. It's the same thing he has given in the option. All this is a true one. This is a true one. This is a true one. This is the only false option. So correct answer will be release of nitrous oxide. So that's what direct question from book. All are the side effects of digoxin except again exception thing. So if you see the references here, it is going to cause it. As we know, digoxin is a drug used in heart failure. It is having very low therapeutic index. Now, what are the what we call ADRs? Extra cardiac ADR. We are having abdominal pain, right? Diarrhea, right? So next one, it is going to cause this pulsus bigeminus. It is going to cause bradycardia. It is not going to cause tachycardia. So these are the three things. So this is a true option. This is a true option. This is a true option. This is what false option. It is going to cause bradycardia, not tachycardia. So that's all. And in our book, if you see here, yeah, it is going to cause bradycardia. And GIT, I told you, diarrhea, abdominal pain, all that stuff, right? Next one, which histamine, that is like antihistamine with a minimal or absent anticholinergic effect. Again, a direct question from a book. So this is what these are the drugs, antihistamine drugs with a anticholinergic effect, with high anticholinergic effect, low anticholinergic effect, very minimal or absent anticholinergic effect. And this is mesolastin. This is what mesolastin. This is a true one. This diphenhydramine, phenyramine, promethazine. You can see diphenhydramine, phenyramine, promethazine. All of the things have high anticholinergic effect. Next, all of the features of Fosphenytoin except. Again, these kind of exception questions almost I think 4 or 5 are there from pharmacology itself. I don't know about the other subjects. Let's see. Lesser damage to intima layer. So before going to the correct option, let's see the thing here. As we know, fosphenytoin is a phosphate phenytoin and it is going to convert to phenytoin. It is a prodrug. So if you can see here, it is rapidly converted to phenytoin. right? On IV injection, it is causing less damage to tunica intima. So it is a true option. It can be given with a saline but not with a glucose. You can see it here. Fosphenytoin can be injected with both saline and glucose. So it is a false option. Requires ECG monitoring. Yes, it requires ECG monitoring. It also requires. So it is a true option. It is given at a faster rate. Yes, faster rate of 150 milligram per minute. This is also a true option. So in these things, this is what a exceptional point can be given with both saline as well as glucose. So that's all. That's all about the Fosphenytoin question. So that's all. That's all about all the points related to pharmacology MRB recall. So if there are any errors or like a recalling part with related to question or with respect to answer, just contact me. So if there are any, if you want to report any errors or like correct option or wrong option, so you can just contact me via Instagram. So this is what my Instagram ID. So that's all. That's all about all the pharmacology recall questions. Still, if there are any other questions also, you can just let me know. So that's all. Take care then. Bye.